on the announcements.
Artigazit, hello.
Oh my God, hello. She didn't even say she hit the button. Sneaky.
I'm sneaky.
That's just so we couldn't.
So we couldn't talk shit.
Random bullshit.
Do fucking bullshit. Is it 104? I thought it was 103. My God, I can't fucking count.
It's 104.
It's.
I double checked. I double checked. It's 104.
104.
Session number.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to session 104. Sounds fake, but whatever.
No, it's real.
You go look at the numbers then.
I want to.
See, last week was 103.
103.
Hey, your nerd matches my nerd.
Shut up.
Oh. Rob and I share the same brain cell.
Yeah, just one.
Our sponsor for tonight is Canadian Dice. You can go to canadiandice.ca, use the code THEVACTER, all one word, at checkout for 15% off of your order. Maggie's Dice Pick of the Week is Bloodshot. It's a clear plastic die with like strings of red inside of it, so it looks like bloodshot eyes. Gold lettering. It's pretty cool looking, and I'm guessing it's because of spooky season. That is my guess. I don't know. I don't have a reason.
Also, you gotta go check out Ryan's new employee. He's freaking adorable. His name is Gilbert, and I love him.
Oh, I thought you meant he like hired a human. I was like, what? When did he get an employee? Oh, his fucking new son.
his new cat. He's so cute, and I just love him.
Free Gilbert. Oh no, poor child labor.
He's so cute.
Go check out Gilbert. Our second announcement, we are still partnering with Monument Studios. Their Kickstarter, Fantasy Plus, has 9 days left on their Kickstarter. They are over 400% funded.
Wow.
Which means that they've unlocked, I believe, all of their...
I think they did all of their stretch goals now.
Yeah, I think it's all of the stretch goals, or they may have added more. I haven't looked yet. So, but 9 days left to get in on that action. There is a really actually awesome level that you can join at, and it will give you Fantasy Plus for life. So 5,000 audio files plus whatever comes out after. Yeah.
Wow.
You would have access to that, and it would be awesome. I'm going to do that as soon as I tell my husband. I'm doing this, by the way. I don't know if you're watching right now, but it's happening. It's that time again. The schedule for Spooktober has dropped.
Yay.
It is available in our Discord if you want to come play. We have so many games that have some seats open. We've got amazing storytellers that have agreed to give us some of their time to help us raise money for Extra Life. So if you've got some time and you want to play TTRPGs with us, you should come do the thing, because we got a lot, and it's not just D&D. So if D&D isn't your thing, we've got some other games like Werewolf. We've got, what else do we have? Artemis.
Household.
Household, which I've never heard of, so I'm interested in that.
You play a little fairy person that lives in like a regular size house, and you and your friends,
borrower, right?
You kind of, yeah, like you and your friends like live inside like a normal size house, and you like everything is like, you know, regular size, but you're super small, and like you go through an adventure as like a little tiny person.
Sounds like Maggie IRL.
What else we got? We have Weird Heroes of Public Access with DJ Foxy. We have Monster of the Week. Obviously, we got some D&D.
That one's full.
I'm just saying the games that we have. It's not just to
so
play
they can be a viewer.
It's so that they can watch them too.
Yes, that's true.
I can see by the big letters that are white on a black background that says full that there is no more room in those games.
Or that he ate too much.
Look, I don't know when the last time you looked at the board was.
I'm literally looking at it right now. It is literally up on my screen.
That means nothing.
Right now. Either way, we got some cool ass games. There are a couple D&D 5e games, but then there's a whole bunch of other shit. Weird Heroes of Public Access, Cracker Barrel Has Fallen, the Alien TTRPG, Household, Mothership, Monster of the Week, Werewolf, and a very special preview of the Liching Hours new game, The Good, the Bad, and the Gelatinous, where you play essentially a gelatinous cube, and whatever you see here is inside your cube.
Yep.
So
it's amazing.
I would have 2 extra life medals and a whole ass octopus and Captain America.
I'd have a
that was a black
twin-size
dragon.
bed.
Okay. Oh, so you have a black dragon too.
I do.
Nice.
Bad dragon? What?
Black dragon, not bad dragon. Get your head out of the gutter.
They can't. They live there.
It just gave us like 4 clicks though. Bad dragon.
Check out our merch store at tinyurl.com/vacmerch. We have awesome designs like the Vac Blob by Artemis over there. Peekaboo Splouth. So if you've never seen Bankar Brouhaha, first of all, you suck. But it's a little cute frog dude that just kind of like pokes up. That one's by Emily. And Half Orc Energy, which is by yours truly. And we got some designs as well that are working their way through the old noodles for Spooktober. They'll be specific for Spooktober. They will be released in October, and the proceeds from those will go to Extra Life as well. Let's see. Scheduling wise, Thursday, Emily, Cedar, Artemis, Ruin from Cantrips and Coffee, and Jeremy from DM Jeremy / Old Men Rolling Dice will be over on Stronghold D&D with Tim for the new campaign, The Shackled City. DM Jeremy is at the helm for that one. That's at 8:30 over on Stronghold D&D. Mm-hmm. Friday, we're back here for Fixious Titans at 8:30. And podcast stuff, wherever you get podcasts, we're there. You should download us and listen to us. And yeah.
Yep.
Balls.
Thrilling.
This is your pause.
Oh, I
So
thought you
can
said
cut
balls.
the announcement. I did.
I legit said, oh,
I
you
did.
did.
The balls
Oh my God,
were
I
kind of
heard
like
correctly.
the clapboard.
I heard correctly.
You did.
My
you did.
my APD does not control me. Ah.
So, where we left off last session, the walkers have made their way down into the undercity of Brokenshire. They have discovered that Darkon, or what remains of it, seems to be beneath, at least Revalis, at the very least. They've come across strange cockroach, Irish wolfhound, raven creatures, and have discovered that they are, in fact, the ravens that used to reside in Van Richten's rookery. But that's not all. Inside the tavern, the tap house, the smell of pastry is fresh and very heavy in the air. On top of that, Keeli has also discovered that the rings and feather that were buried behind the tavern are missing, almost as though she had been interrupted in the process of burying them, rather than somebody came and unburied them after they were buried. Buried. I'm going to keep saying that word and it's going to lose all meaning.
Yeah.
Buried.
We're gonna find out that Keeli's been
Buried.
dead the whole time.
I've been here the whole time.
Or Wolfhead Wiley.
It was Wolfhead Wiley all along.
Yes. Yes.
We're just figments of the imagination of Wolfhead Wiley. That's all it is.
Correct.
I love how in his own created universe, he wrote a song about himself to the tune of the Loggers from some Canadian song.
Log Driver's Waltz.
Not a lot of things rhyme with cedar, aside from Peter and Caesar
Beaver.
and Beaver. Exactly. I see where you're thinking, Rob.
So,
Mm-mm.
Cedar,
Yes.
your closed captions are not on.
Yes, they are.
Mm,
Did you
Oh,
not
those
get
are
that
my.
with me?
Oh, oops, those are my closed captions. Because I have some closed captions that are ones that I use. Oopsie.
you're a
Sorry.
silly bean. Silly bean.
Yeah, I use a different closed captioning. Oopsie. Sorry.
That's okay.
Oopsa whoopsa.
Sorry if you require the closed captions, you just missed out on nonsense.
I didn't say much of anything interesting or relevant, just like a regular day, so don't worry.
That is true.
It's just me and Rob just like trading sillies back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But you only heard Rob's side of the conversation. Just randomly said beaver.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Anyways,
So, the party currently finds themselves on the stairs heading up from the cellar below the tap room. But you're not alone. A couple of these raven, cockroach, Irish wolfhound creatures are in the space with you. One of them is still on the ceiling.
Corvid roaches.
Corvid roaches. Corvoches.
Corvoches.
But then
Coaches.
Irish corvoches.
Why are they? Where did the Irish wolfhound come from? Oh,
That's
Oh,
because
never
they're
mind.
that tall and their legs are
So
kind of
they're-
like lanky and shaggy like
they're
that.
they're just long and shaped like
They're long
yeah,
bitches. Yes.
Yeah, not quite like a borzoi.
No.
Let me do it for you.
So you've got two in your immediate vicinity, and you know that there are more out within the tap room itself. And that smell of pastries and sugar, cupcakes, vanilla is very strong now.
Are the corvid roaches dropping honeydew? You wouldn't do that to me, would you?
No. I
Do you not
promise that is not happening.
Honeydew is like, it's not necessarily it's not excrement. It is a secretion by certain types of insects that smells like sweet and almost sickening sweet. Often underneath certain types of trees, you can come across it. It's sticky and very very nose smelly.
That is not happening, I promise. There are no secretions currently.
Speak for yourself.
Well, except for the one that's bleeding on the ceiling. It's ickering
Icker.
everywhere. So what do you do?
Poker up front, icker in back.
Icker, I hardly know her.
Beat me to it.
See, we're all sharing the brain cell. Who's got it now? Who knows?
That's
Not
just
me.
because we grew up with our fathers making that joke all the time.
Ah. Okay. You asked us the question, Effie, please. I believe I interrupted you.
There's
What
a
are we
shocker.
doing?
I'm just teasing. So you're currently on the staircase. To reiterate, it is a very narrow staircase. Basically like a one person up, one or down. There's no passing, really. The only caveat to that would be Razira, who kind of did some dope monk shit and like flung themselves back and forth in order to shank the Irish cock. What did we call it? The Irish cock.
Corvid roach.
Corvoach.
The croach. The
The
croach.
croach. The Irish croach on the ceiling.
I imagine she's doing the splits between the wall because she's so small. And she's just like You know, like when you wait for a burglar to come in.
Except the thing is above her.
Yeah. She's getting a little tickered.
Merlin went back up into the tap room, right? Or is he still on the stairs with us?
He's started moving up the staircase, so you can follow him if you want to.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So moving up one by one into the tap house, you see that there are about 8 or 9 of these creatures, plus Merlin and the one that got shanked. So you're looking at about 10. And they're all around the room, kind of looking at you. They have the sort of same hissing, chittering noise that they're making as they seem to be communicating to one another as you enter the room. Yes, Athelstan, you make your everything is all good and safe here noise.
Totally don't have an ass full of knives. It's fine.
Well, if
They're
you do, you need to get
sheathed.
that checked out.
What the fuck? Where is that smell coming from?
Do you want to try and figure it out?
Sure.
All right. Give me a
A sniff check.
sniff check. You're going to give me a survey roll.
Okay. Wow, good. Love that for me. One bloody die in it. I've only used that drive. I'll use a drive for my intuition.
Okay.
And that allows you to roll an additional die, right?
Yep.
I get my drive back. I rolled a 3 and then a 6.
You don't get your drive back because you don't have a gilded in that.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I
But-
remember the rules now.
Good remembering. Okay. So you can tell that
I'm a little guy.
the
Thanks, Daddy.
You're welcome. The sugary smell is in this space and in the kitchen. You are aware of that. But it seems to be coming from the half floor above.
On the landing?
No, it's like there's. It's
Oh,
not.
I know what you
it's
mean.
A
It's just
tavern.
raised. Yeah, it's just raised.
Yeah. So there's a second floor, but it's not a full floor. It's basically like you go upstairs. There's a door, and then there's like a bedroom, essentially, up there, and that's it. It's not meant for, the drinking public. It's not a crash pad or anything like that.
It's coming from upstairs.
Yes.
It's the only thing that's really catching my attention here. We've got no other leads.
Is the bleed detector?
The bleed detector.
Doing
So you're
anything if we point it towards there?
pointing it directly at the ceiling. Yes. It does also ping off of the Irish
Croaches.
crotches. And that comes across as Irish crotches on the CC. And
Yeah.
Of
Which
course
is
it does.
stupid. Nice. It's spelled CROWCHES.
Anyway,
did
crotches.
not work. It came out as W chef.
Why?
I don't know.
It came out as crutches for me, so.
Homophobic.
That worked. Yeah, so there's a source of bleed above you, essentially.
Okay.
Who wants to go upstairs with me?
might as well.
Rizira starts
Go up.
already walking that way.
Okay. Razira rushes in.
Razira just wants to check off their illumination keys.
Check off the.
To be fair, this is exactly how Rizira always is.
Yes, it is.
That is true. That is true. I'll give you that.
Except
That
when
is
we're
very
literally
true.
holding you back.
Yep.
All right.
Seeing Razira headed for the stairs, I'm right behind her.
I'm there.
Okay. So you all kind of crowd your way towards the stairs. Like the ones from the basement, this is very similar. It's like a one person up or down. There's no room for passing. In fact, there's even less room heading up this way. Athelstan in particular, Atlas as well, even Keli, you kind of have to hunch a little to go up the stairs. You think this is... You're familiar with the people who essentially run the tavern. It's a gnome and then a bunch of mongrel folk who, as a general rule, don't make it past about 5.5 feet at the most. And usually they're hunched in some fashion. So, you taller folk are having some troubles.
Meanwhile, Phoebe, the 3-armed bartender, I think was a human. Ish. She had 3 arms.
Okay.
It's canon.
I know. So, at the top of the stairs, you find a closed door in front of you. And the smell of this sugary pastry is much stronger here. It's almost like saccharine. You can taste it on the sides of your tongue. And I don't know if you think about lemon, if you're one of those people where you can taste lemon when you hear or think about lemon, it's sort of like that as well. So it has this sort of sour or bitter flavor in the air that comes with it.
I have a question. There are people who don't do that?
It's a very neurospicy thing.
I learned something today.
Yeah.
You
There's
can't...
There are certain flavors I can taste when I smell it. But
Well, yeah, that's like this...
If you just,
all that's connected.
Yeah, but yeah, if you just say, it tastes like cherries, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't bring anything. Or
Yeah, you said
basically like
cherries, and I
lemon thing,
felt it
doesn't.
along the sides of my tongue.
It's like basically picturing, and then you can... It's like a phantom taste. It's not like necessarily like our... Yeah, it's our super spicy imagination.
Yeah.
Do you remember the waxy feel of a cosmic brownie?
Yep. Like I can feel it in my mouth right now.
Yeah.
You should really heat that up before you.
Yo,
Or Captain Crunch when it cuts through
for
your
real.
mouth.
Yo,
Mhm.
For real though. No, seriously, Duality, that was the most genius move. Y'all gotta heat up your cosmic brownies. Honestly, it will increase the game like tenfold. Goat.
We're not that high, I promise.
I'm not high at all. I am fully sober and fully serious. I open the
Alright.
door.
Okay. It's locked.
I open the door.
Ow.
I don't know, with Razira. I
I
don't want to use my head.
It wouldn't
Like,
be the
what-
first time she Kool-Aid manned a door.
Anybody? got
you're also
good
in the wrong
control?
form to do that.
You think she'd be in the wrong
Uh,
form to
actually-
do that when she was 2.5 feet tall?
I have no control. Not even a little bit.
Me neither.
Atlas?
We know, and we love
Does
you for
Atlas
it.
have control?
Not really.
Does the... Oh, wait, the
Uh,
owl's not here.
Azira,
Shit.
do you have?
I have
control?
one in control.
I'm
I've
gonna use
zero.
a
If you are-
drive.
Intending to break the door down, is that what's happening right now?
Well,
We-
initially
we
I want
might
to see if
have
we
to.
can like pick a lock or whatever, but
Okay,
yeah,
but
we may have to. just
first
strike
things
it down.
first. Razira is the one that's at the top of the stairs.
Razira's
The rest
tiny
of
and
us
I'm
are
right behind her.
Razira.
That's fine. We can literally back up and let whoever pivot. Anyway,
I rolled a 5.
On
holy.
what? I didn't ask for a roll.
What?
You said a control.
I didn't
No,
say
I was
a
asking
control.
if anybody
No,
has
we were
control
saying
Okay,
if
never
anybody
mind
had a
then.
control.
or has
Oh.
good control.
Okay, then I'm confused.
I don't even know what you're doing.
We want to
Neither
open the
do I.
door. If we
Initially trying-
if we can't pick it, then we're gonna have to bust it open or kick it down or something.
Okay. Is somebody trying to pick the lock currently?
Razira, who just rolled a 5
Yeah,
on their
that's-
control.
I didn't ask for it.
Probably just shoots
Yeah.
off the lock. I don't know.
It would not be a
I don't
control roll to pick the lock.
Oh, really?
Rob!
So,
It says finesse. I figured that would be a finesse.
Sleight of hand is in hide.
Oh, you're right.
Oh,
I
then-
have none
oh.
of that. I'm too tall.
Why would that be
I-
hide?
For pickpocketing mainly, but
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
I have 2 in that.
I may be a tall white man, but I am not a tall straight white man.
Or
Therefore, I do not blend in.
I could break the door down. I have 4 in strike.
you can't
Four?
have
Maybe try
4 in
picking it
strike.
first.
You have
I
3
think
in
I've-
strike with a gilded,
Gilded
die.
die.
Gilded.
Being gilded.
Well,
So you
yeah,
have 3.
4 dice.
3 dice.
3 dice.
3.
So
One
the
of them
gilded
is
dice
gilded.
replaces one of them?
One of
Yes.
them.
What
Yeah.
if
I mean,
you
do what
just
wanna
have
do,
one?
but
What if you have a dot so you don't roll?
If you
So
have one
Just roll your
dot,
gilded die.
then you just roll your gilded die. If you
Oh,
have
okay.
the gilded, like if you have the diamond colored in,
Yeah, yeah.
that
I
means you
got
have it
that
gilded
now.
and can
Got
get a
it.
drive back if you get a 6.
Okay, got it.
Nazir, do whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. If you want to.
Your moment to role play, boo boo.
She knocks on the door.
Just
You know what? We've never tried that.
okay. You knock on the door.
Didn't come through.
There's no answer.
Okay.
Until
I
you
almost
hear
I almost called out Mina.
Well.
until you hear the sound of metal, like very fine metal, scraping against the inside of something wooden.
It's a slide lock. 1,000 locks are being unlocked right now.
And it sounds like it's coming from inside that room.
It's coming from inside the room. It doesn't sound like a shunting of a lock. It's this sort of like a constant
Wolverine.
scraping.
So
Like
like
a
a
scraping
cat
noise.
clawing at the door at like 4:00 in the morning.
No,
Metallic, you said?
sounds like metal on wood, but like
Hello?
very fine metal.
Hello?
Like a sword metal, or
Is it a sword leaving a sheath?
like
No.
how, like if you were just to like.
It's like, how would we
One-
hear a sword leaving a sheath through the door?
You
You-
can give me a
I
focus
can.
roll to try and figure out what this is.
Okay, I have
Sure.
a gilded die in that and 1 dot, so I have a single. Where is
Uh,
my dick dice? Go.
I have nothing
5.
in focus.
5.
I rolled a 5 too.
What'd you get, Keeler? 1.
I
Okay.
rolled a 1.
I got a 4.
That tracks.
So, Breeze and Athstan, you're not sure what brings the memory to mind. But once I explain this sound to you, I want you to give me the memory that you have of this. It doesn't have to be related to anybody who may have been in Revalis or Darkon, just whatever memory you like from your past that triggers this sort of, oh, I know what this is. This is the sound of a metal whisk stirring something inside a wooden bowl.
Sorry, Shy's yelling at me.
That's okay. So, with that in mind, what memory prompted this realization for you?
So we had a show going on back home, and there was a scene where somebody was in the kitchen with a bowl,
Dinah?
and they were making something, and just seeing the scene practiced over and over and over again. That sound just is ingrained in your head when you hear something thousands of times, hundreds of times, through practices and through the actual performances of things that you can just trigger.
Gotcha. Like that. What about you, Athelstan?
What was the gnome's name again?
Millie.
Millie. I almost called her Molly. I think the only logical thing, I honestly, maybe 9 years old. In the inn. In the kitchen for the first time. Peeking over the counter. With these big, big eyes where she stood on a step ladder or a little step stool. She might have been making eggs, or she had eggs, but then the eggs became something sweet and fluffy. And it had a stupid sounding name.
Like
It was really
Maragni.
good.
Did you just say Maragni?
Yeah, Maragni.
Meringue?
Yeah, Maragni.
But he didn't really speak to people.
Millie was one of the people you could speak with. You may not have
When she,
spoken much, but she always talked to you in Celestial.
she was another one, he always wondered why she didn't look like him if she spoke his language. How come she wasn't purple? How come she didn't have sharp teeth? Why is that such a stupid word? It's egg and sugar, and you beat the shit out of it.
For you, Breeze,
Mm-hmm.
you have this recollection of this same actor and their understudy constantly stirring and stirring and stirring. And it has this like familiarity to it. It's almost comforting, like coming home, because it was a time that was easier. Maybe not better, but easier. And it was just nice to be able to put on the mask and not be yourself for a while. So that noise is what exists currently behind this door. Rosira, you don't have any sort of comparable.
You can't tell me that Schultz didn't have molcajetes.
They didn't have metal whisks.
Did they?
No.
Okay.
Maybe in the city, but she was not from the city.
And Keli, you just were not a homemaker. You and Rirka, you were takeout queens. Baking was not your thing.
He didn't live at home very long either.
There is that too.
Does Keli know how to cook? No, probably
She
not.
knows
'Cause
how to cook army food.
Yeah, that's probably why. That's probably one of the reasons why. Yeah, I forgot. That is one of the reasons why Athelstan started learning how to cook, because
Everything is
Keli
burnt and it's jet
slop.
fuel coffee. Like there's
Yep.
nothing good or redeeming about it except it's high protein, high calorie.
just like right into his bowl one morning when they were on the road for the first time, and he was like,
And like burnt black coffee that is sludgy.
Yum.
Coffee that's
Why?
been made with coffee.
Yes.
"Why is it thick and
So you can
watery at the
eat it
same
with
time?"
a spoon.
Mhm.
Nah, if we're living on the road, I'm cooking. I am not eating this crap.
So, again, that's the noise that's coming from behind the door. It continues. There's no pause even after you knock Razira. It just continues.
Somebody's making food back there.
Millie?
Careful if you open the door. Nothing here has been what it should be.
Well, before she tries breaking the door down, I guess I could try picking the lock.
Sure.
I'm going to assume she probably has some information from this world on how to do that.
You know how to pick locks as a concept.
Well, she can always try.
Do we want to
two
see
dice,
if
right?
there's do we want to see if there's like a window on the outside to this room that we can see in?
You do know that there is a window at the front of the tap house that would let you see inside. It's like a port window in the pitch of the
Up
roof.
into the up to the top?
It's like at the top, like near the top of the roof, yeah.
Is that accessible from the outside, though?
There is a like porch awning in the front that you could climb on and peek through.
Have to climb.
I'm a human.
We're all
I don't know.
humans.
Being a human sucks.
Rolled a 5.
I can't run 10 miles.
Bitch on what? I didn't ask for a roll.
I thought what I was doing was hide thing.
Did
The sleight of
lock.
hand.
Did I ask you for a roll yet?
No, forget it. I thought that was what we were doing while everybody just started talking at the same time. It's like, okay.
This is the
Okay,
group
I'm just gonna shut up now.
game. So if you want to pick the lock, that's totally okay. I will need a hide check for you to do that. And for your final equipment, you will have some sort of lock picking equipment.
Reasonable.
Makes
So
sense.
if that's how you want to go, we can do that. Just make sure that you mark off the last of your gear as lock picking equipment.
All right. I guess somebody has to have that with them.
Who?
I said, I guess somebody would have to have that with them.
And it's Razira.
Okay.
They're just confirming.
I thought you were like saying that as a suggestion to somebody else.
No,
That's how it
no.
Okay.
They were just.
It would either
establishing.
be
Gotcha.
Razira or Quest in this group, and Quest is not here.
Yeah, Quest has disappeared. So if that's what you're going to do, Razira, you can go ahead and give me a hide roll. While Razira is kind of hunkered down and doing this, the rest of you are talking about possibly looking in the window from the outside of the building.
Look, can I look at the floor? Is there any light underneath the door?
Just what appears to be the ambient light from outside, coming in through the window, and then making it to the door. From the window to the wall.
Also, this is unrelated. How do you spell meringue?
MERINGUE.
You sounded so confident.
You sound
right,
quite
I was
confident.
Right. MERINGUE.
I'm like, I was going off of Maragni, and I'm like, that doesn't look right.
The way it looked in my head is not right, but no, it's good.
Meringue.
Meringue.
Meringue. Both that's great. Both Athelstan and Breeze learned words by reading them.
Yeah.
Orange Utan.
Carlisle.
Yosemite. So go ahead and give me a hide check there, Razira.
Another one? I just rolled while you were doing that.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you if you said what you got.
I said I had a 6.
Okay.
Jeez.
Cool. Yeah, you're able to pick the lock. It's not a very complex lock to begin with, and it has like 3 little tabbies instead of like 8 or 9, and the door swings open. Inside, it's dark,
I have the light.
except for
Great.
the light coming in through the window.
All I'm
I have to-
imagining is the only reason Zero knows how to do that is because she watched Sly do it.
I think that's a fair assessment. There is a fair bit of lock picking from where you come from.
I'm sorry. I'm still holding the lantern.
Yep, but you're not at the front. Razira is.
I'm behind Razira. Razira is also quite short.
I'm behind
I remember.
Razira.
I thought I was behind Razira.
Eli said they were behind Razira as the other soldier.
Okay.
Technically, everybody's behind Zero.
That is true.
Like right behind.
What do you see?
A door. I haven't opened it yet.
You just did. The gamekeeper
I
said that
unlocked
she
it.
did.
I unlocked it. That doesn't mean I turned the knob yet.
She said it swung open.
It's held in place by the lock. It's not. There's like not a doorknob.
It's like a
essentially.
bathroom door. It's like a
Yeah.
door stall.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna open if it's not locked.
I can hear the spring creaking of the the outdoor bathrooms at the Rod and Gun Club.
So the door swings open. It does make that weird groany noise. And inside you have this shaft of light from the window on the other side of the room. And either side of this beam of light is darkness. It's almost unnatural darkness. Or is it just because you're so used to being able to see in the dark?
Yeah.
That everything is unnatural.
Yes.
Could be either one because either one makes sense.
Athelstan, from 3 or 4 steps back and down, you lift up the lantern, and it does bring a little bit more light into the room. Not much, just because of perspective, and you're further back and down a little bit. You get what I'm saying.
Keli, take the lantern.
But Razira and Keli, from where you are before passing the lantern, you can see silhouettes of furniture. So, like, you can see the end of a bed. There's a dresser. What looks to be a little bit of a roll top writing desk. And as you take the lantern, Keli, and bring it up a little further, in the far back corner on the right, you can make out what looks to be scraggly head hair, and this noise of the whisk in the wooden bowl just is continuing, and now it's louder because the door is open. The smell of pastry has also become far more prominent, almost like a wall emerged from the door when it was opened.
What do you see?
There's someone in there.
Millie?
The scraping on the bowl stutters for just a second and then continues.
Raspberry sorbet muffins on today?
Nothing changes.
It's Athelstan.
No change.
Meringue is a stupid word.
No change.
either get into the room or get the fuck out of my way, guys.
Nudge Razira gently just to kind of go forward, just inside.
Okay.
Okay. So, Razira, you kind of move inside and to the side so somebody else could come in behind you.
Following.
Eli follows.
My hand is probably on my weapon.
Okay.
So, just in case.
All right.
Athelstan.
Athelstan.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll
You enter
go
and
in
see the room as I've described.
He'll go in slowly and even get low. Even
How
though it
low
feels
do
unnatural.
you go?
Even though it feels unnatural. He's gonna go like boots with the fur low.
Okay. So you
He'll
sort
kind
of crouched.
gently. Yeah, try and gently creep forward. Not sneaking. I shouldn't say creep, but it's the only way I can imagine what this looks like. Since I am a human, and while I can run on all fours, I cannot do it as well as Athelstan used to be able to.
No. Give me a move roll. It's very low risk. I just want to see how well you do. Oh dear. You rolled a 1? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm on my face.
No, you kind of like squat down, getting ready to like
Try to move.
gorilla crawl.
And,
And
you rip your pants.
Your knees just kind of go, and it's just like this deafening crackle and pop in the room of your knees, and you're just like,
fuck, I fucking hate being a human. This is bullshit.
and you feel you could probably get up with a little help, but right now you're kind of stuck in this squatting position.
I think my knees just locked up. Millie.
Razira is gonna help him up.
Don't. I'm not getting up just yet.
Okay.
Well,
Millie.
How
well,
close
then
have
either
you
move
moved?
or shit.
He's not in the doorway.
How close have you moved into the room?
If I were to call it by squares, if the room was like divided into squares, I'd say it's 2.5 squares in.
2.5 squares in. Okay.
Not like maybe not quite halfway into the room, but like trying to, but in general direction of hunched figure in the corner.
Okay. So you have moved a little bit closer. You can make out a little bit more detail. The hair is, like I said, scraggly and long, and you can see that there are parts where, like, big patches are missing. The scalp beneath is very pale, and the light that's coming in through the window, it almost reflects off this surface, just because it's so, like, smooth and shiny.
Oh, God,
Underneath.
it's Golem. It's Gollum.
Underneath these, like, they're almost like dreadlocks, but it's not an intentional thing. It's a matted, dirty, not cared for rolling of the hair, essentially. The stirring sound continues.
Athelstan will softly start to sing Wolfhead Wiley. Like the introduction.
Give me a sway roll.
I have a gilded die in that. 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not bad. Not great.
He doesn't have his angelic vocal cords.
No. You have human vocal cords and they suck.
Yeah.
There's not exactly a response as you sing the first couple bars. Instead, there's this, like the head tips to one side, almost like it's moving an ear, so it can turn that towards you. And you notice that this ear is not like the sort of roundish or even pointed like a gnome's might be. It's almost dog-like as it flicks out and is just twisted a little bit towards you to hear you better.
We should just go. There's nothing we can do to help her right now.
No. We haven't tried. She's still there.
Athelstan, can I have the bleed detector?
Yes. You'll just
I'm
hand
gonna
it back.
Try and figure out where in here bleed is the strongest, if bleed is anywhere strong.
Sure. So you kind of scan it around the room, and it does ping on this person, being, creature in the corner. But it also pings off of the standing cupboard.
You taught me how to make chocolate. There's a lot more that goes into it than I thought there would be. Crushed up powder that comes from a fucking bean. The paste from a dark, skinny bean. And a load of sugar. Sometimes even sap from a tree. Syrup from a tree. You dirty all kinds of dishes with it unless you're doing it by a fire. Chop up everything nice and fine. Add it to a double boiler. Bowl on top of the boiling water. Stir. Keep stirring. Melt it, don't burn it. Melt it, don't burn it, you silly waif. Pour. And wait. I always hated waiting. I know you're here.
There's no reply. The stirring continues, the scraping of metal on wood. There's nothing in the bowl. Nothing you can see anyway.
Is the ear still tilted towards him?
Yep.
I'll signal the Keli that the bleed using sign language is coming from the cupboard.
Okay. Give me a focus roll to see if you remember how to hand sign.
Before
Both of us?
I thought
Yep.
we already have used sign.
Have you?
Here, I don't think we've
Thought
used
we
like
did.
hold and move and stuff, but like that wasn't anything.
Nothing complex.
Yeah,
5?
I got a 5.
I got a 4.
4? Yeah, you're able to maybe not directly interpret it, but you're able to get the gist. So Breeze has
Right.
signaled to you, Keli, that something in the cupboard is where the source of the bleed is, at least for this space.
Okay. Well, Athelstan is doing whatever they're doing. I move kind of slowly in that direction.
Okay. So while Athestan's giving the directions of how to create and temper chocolate correctly, you move towards this cupboard. It is very much like the Beauty and the Beast armoire, but dark wood colors instead, and it's definitely not singing opera. But it has that same sort of
figure,
almost hourglass-ish, but all shoulder and like tiny waist.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And it does have
very cartoony,
but it's also like very
gnomish aesthetic.
Yes, very high craftsmanship. It is not exactly sized for a gnome, but it's definitely on the smaller side. So even as you move towards it, the top of it basically comes up to like under your chin, rather than towering over you as you would expect a humanoid sizes armor to be. So the front of it is, again, this sort of like darker wood, and you can see that there are not childish, but like child adjacent painting on it. Looks very similar to almost like chalk paint, as opposed to, you know, something acrylic or nature based or whatever. And it's depicting like a variety of sweet things. So there's like a cupcake and like a Danish cookies, but they're all done in a child adjacent hand.
Okay. I very slowly open the door.
Opening the door, you immediately get this wave of, you recognize it as almost like celestial energy, but it feels different. Not corrupted exactly, but it doesn't feel the same as what you would be familiar with during like prayer or when you're casting your spells. It feels like that, but not quite.
Okay.
Inside, as you kind of look, you can see that there are gnome-sized clothes hanging from wooden hangers. They have different levels of like being moth-bitten. Some of them are hanging in tatters from the hangers themselves. And at the very back, against the sort of back wall of this armoire, you can see a buckler shield and a mace hanging from hooks.
It's sort of motion at Breeze to bring the bleed detector over.
Slide over and do whatever I need with the knobs to super focus in.
Okay.
I know this is bad.
I'm gonna do your knobs.
Yeah, do the knobs. Crush that head.
Give me a sense roll. See how well you can jiggle your knob.
Yeah.
How well Breeze can use Athelstan's detector.
Gonna use that last party drive.
Okay.
As well. On this, and got a 6 on it.
You got a 6? Awesome.
Yeah, 6 and 5.
Great. So you are able to fine-tune the spread of this detector to identify that it is the mace causing the source of the bleed. And even looking at it without the detector, you can see it's not... So just to put you in my brain, it's a wooden wall, I know, right? But there's lots of room to run around, so you'll be fine. Mm-hmm. So there's a wooden wall at the back. Roll around.
I don't do
gurgling
that
around.
either. Ooh.
There you go. So wooden wall, the back of the armoire, and there's the shield on one side that's like hanging up, and then the mace is hanging up from a leather handle attached to the actual like wooden part of the handle, sort of like a Wiimote wrist strap.
A thong.
A what?
A thong.
Sure.
Yeah. So
There's a pair of underwear attached to it, and then the mace itself is very like cathedral style. It's circular and has like, I don't even know what they would be called, but it
The spikes on it, you mean?
spikes.
spikes, but they're like
Oh, it's shaped
all the
like
way down.
It's the lantern. Got it.
Yeah, that like a lantern-ish style, but they're all the way around. And with your 6 on your sense, I will say that you can see it bleeding. And it's not bleeding in the sense of like there's blood gushing out of it or whatever. It's more like there's shadow dripping off the bottom and pooling on the ground below it. But there's no sound associated to it. There's no scent. It's
Don't
just
touch it.
this dripping
Wasn't gonna.
miasma of something.
So, does it look familiar? And in the stuff that we were given to like take care of this nonsense, do we have something big enough to put that in?
Yeah, we have containment vials.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
you
have
One of us
containment
does.
vials. There's a difference between
but
that and like
they're
a
in different
There's
sizes.
various sizes.
I did go
She
over that
said
there are
that.
several sizes that you would be able to
Okay.
contain this in.
She gave us one that's a briefcase shallot.
So it would fit into the
Satchel?
briefcase side. For Athelstan and Keli, this would be familiar. You haven't seen Millie use her weapons, really, except for a couple times when shit got weird in Revala's. Weirder than normal.
So
And
Thursdays.
every other Thursday.
There you go.
It's usually extenuating circumstances that is the only time Millie really like goes full cleric, you know, armor and everything. And that's basically the only time you've ever seen her weapon and her shield and her plate armor, which is not in here.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would kind of look over my shoulder at Athelstan and say, "We found it. We need to get this and get out of here."
He just whines like a dog. I think he's literally trying to whine like a dog.
Okay.
Because he's just trying to like touch some sort of animal thing. Because everything here is all fucked up.
Okay.
And you said her
Can't
ear looks
help
kind of
her
like
here.
a dog.
Give me another sway roll, Athelstan.
That's a 6 on the gilded die, baby. Dicks.
So if you used any cunning drive, you can grab that back.
I did last session. I will take that back. Thank you, Daddy.
Sure thing. So you're making these like sad whimper noises. And as the stirring continues and this ear remains sort of cocked towards you, what almost looks like a lion's tail emerges from this creature's rear end,
Arse.
essentially, and begins just moving back and forth, just the tip of it above the floor. But it's not like a slow sway, it's a flick.
It's agitated.
Yes.
He'll stop whining. Okay.
Need to go. You can help
I remember
them
you.
the most by getting out of here.
So would this containment vial like open like a briefcase, or would it like slide off the top? Or
Is it like Danny Phantom, like?
It does. It sort of like pops open on the top, rather than opening like a briefcase. So it would be like the opening is basically the entire top. It would give you
So it's
enough
like an
room.
ammo box.
Yeah. That's a good analogy.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm Canadian and I would not think to say ammo box.
I'm from the Midwest.
Oh,
I'm just
Same here.
saying.
hang on. You guys hunt
I've played
moose occasionally to help
Yeah,
with
but
population
they
issues.
don't use that kind of ammo for it.
Wait, hang on. What?
You don't go hunting with
Something.
A Glock?
automatic
No.
rifles and handguns.
No, that's
No.
not food. It's like going after a
Anyways.
deer with buckshot. That's dumb. It's like, I mean, look at the shotgun. It's spread. Bleh.
So yeah, very much ammo box, but the size of a briefcase.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Does it look like we could maybe like manipulate the box around it without touching it, or are we gonna have to use Athelstan's metal hand?
You would probably be able to. I would need a move roll, though. Or sorry, a control roll.
Just let me do it. Someone's gonna have to pull me up off of the floor, though. My knees are all locked up. I feel not like a 26-year-old anymore. I am an old white man.
Go over and haul Athelstan to his feet.
Ouch! Ouch! Be nice.
Okay, you're able to get Athelstan up.
All right, where is it? Oh, good.
Right here.
Love that. Why is it this?
It obviously means a lot to her.
There's a lot of things in Rivalis that meant a lot to a lot of people. And he reaches out slowly to kind of, with his clockwork metallic hand. Because Moria did say he could handle those things with it.
Mm-hmm.
And he will grasp the hilt just underneath the leather loop and lift it from the hook.
As you pick it up, Breeze, with your previous 6, you can see
I'm keeping contention on her now.
the like viscous but not really there shadowy ooze almost begin to revert and start sucking back up into the mace, except it's crawling over it like rivulets that are heading upward, and you can see as it begins to move up the mace head along the shaft. And I'm going to make this super sexy. You can see it heading essentially for Athelstan's metal fingers.
All right, open the thing up and give it to me. Just like slide it into the vial.
Yeah. Head first.
Close the lid on it.
Yeah.
All right. You have successfully contained a source of bleed.
Make sure you wipe
Seal
off
it.
your fingers. It was starting to roll back to you.
He like counts bits in the air, and it's just like a cult. Yeah, it's just like a culty ass. Like, oh, you mean like this? It's so weird. And there's like black and green like smoke ish, like just hazy. Like a hot day, you see the heat rising off of the hood of a car. It's like that. It's like black and green. He's like low like this. Sorry, that was weird.
Breeze is...
Did Moria? Sorry.
That's okay. Breeze, as Athelstan is doing this, you can see just a couple of dribbles on the tips of his fingers kind of being moved around, almost like a coin through the digits.
Yeah, like that stuff that's on the tips of your fingers right now. Can you make sure it goes in the...
Oh yeah, he will like do the thing, you know, like
You like scrape your fingertips along the edge of it, and Breeze, you can confirm that this non-materialized ichor has been scraped off into the bleed vial.
I imagine it, like
Okay.
the metallic phalanges are like copper and the joints are like this black kind of matte.
Sure.
He's like, sorry.
Okay, we've got it. It's sealed, so we can go.
Cool.
What
let's
were you going
go.
to say, Eli?
Moria?
Did Moria tell us, like, what it was we had to do to close a rift?
Oh yeah.
Or was it just containing these items?
Contain the source of it.
Containing the source of a rift should hypothetically remove the rift.
Cool. Let's go.
We need
We
to
agree,
finish
so we do it.
checking the town.
Just said. Aye. Okay.
Okay.
Bye, Millie.
Who's going down first?
Athelstan's going last.
Okay.
Or he'll try to.
I'll go down first, because I don't
Okay.
care.
Followed by Razira and the Breeze, then Athelstan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Keli, upon entering the tap house, you can see that a couple of the Irish crouches have remained, Merlin especially. The others seem to have left. You don't know where, but they're not here, or at least you can't see them. Athelstan. Actually, before I do that, who has the containment vial?
Eli.
Keli.
I'm holding it.
You have it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Athelstan, give me a survey.
Two.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
You make your way down the stairs.
He does
Shut
cast
the
one
door
final
behind
look before
you.
I was about to say that. He casts one final look and he says, bye, Millie. And he'll gently close the door.
That one final look, as you kind of glance back, you can see the side profile as they're looking over their shoulder at you. There is some familiarity there, but it doesn't exactly look like Millie. There's a bit of a snout, and the ear on the other side is dog-like as well. And you're not sure, but you don't actually think this is Millie.
Interesting. I think the one word he knows in Gnomish is the Gnomish word for aubergine. So he'll just say that.
Okay.
And just, but he always thought it was a term of endearment. He doesn't actually know that it means aubergine.
All
no
right.
one's told him.
Okay. So you say that, and there's no visible response other than this one eye. You can see it's you would expect the eyes to be more central, more front focused. This is more on the side, more like a prey animal, or sorry, a predator. No, prey animal. Yeah,
Front ways, sideways.
Yeah, a little more on the side, a little rounder, almost fish-like, and it's just watching you before the door closes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'll join the others at the bottom of the stairs.
Yep. So I need you to make a focus roll to try and avoid some brain bleed.
And I am we used some of our points and everything for our lighthouse team illumination points. I forget what it's called. So he now currently has no marks in body or brain or bleed. So I have to make what roll? I'm sorry.
Focus roll.
Okay. That's a 6.
Okay. So you are able to avoid taking any brain marks.
He's just really sad.
He's just sad, but he's
a little
not
sad.
Not
And his
damaged.
knee hurts.
And his knee hurts. Take a body.
No.
Take a body for being old and in a human body.
No.
Not even old.
He's only 20. Well, he might be 27 now for all we know.
Anywho, so you've all made it downstairs now. You have this source of bleed contained. And I think that's a good point to take a break.
Cool.
We'll be right back. I'm Effie the DM, and this is the Vactaire. If you know, you know.
I swear naturally. But if I have to think about it, I can't. I can't just work the words in. Shit fuck.
Could you just give them a bowl of lube and we can just get it to go? I don't know at this point what to say or to do.
A bowl of lube.
They make it in flavors.
I will cast guidance on your penis. There you go. Pat pat.
What if we go find a plant, 2 plants that you connect with, and then we don't just go pick them, but you connect with them, you know?
We'll find a shrubbery. Make sure it's nice and not too expensive.
Me.
I like gloop to be right beside her face.
Move so I'm real close to them.
Ooh,
just in case
this?
something happens.
What can I do to help you?
I feel like I'm on some psychedelics.
If you're a new DM or even maybe an
Don't
experienced
play with
DM,
us.
you're clearly witnessing DM failure here. Clearly. Engage
I try to move
players.
my piece,
Keep
I move the
interested
whole
in your
map.
game.
You have feelings and we're friends. You have feelings and we're friends. You have feelings and you're friends.
Don't you make this a pull door because I'll lose my fucking mind.
If I just try to open the door, does it open?
It opens out.
I mean, I'm sure you would have gotten there eventually, but...
Did he
Well, I don't know why I learned this spell. So,
Flailing around like one of those inflatable tube guys.
oh no!
The wacky, flailing arm 2-man.
I don't see you wiggling, motherfuckers. Wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
I only wiggle when I want to wiggle.
I'm Jason.
Do you want to wiggle right now?
I imagine duality's wiggling.
You went really deep, man. It's not supposed to be deep tissue.
Your ass was mesmerizing.
You just need to put the tip of the needle in.
Just the tip, just for a second.
I won't be able to sit for a week.
Well, I don't feel comfortable sharing some of the naughty bathroom things I know how to do with a bunch of children. But...
Why?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Ask your ghost parents.
Oh god, my husband was here for all that. You cast this spell and the sky
Go
above
off my
begins to
face now.
swirl into this butthole.
They in circles around you, do 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 do. And he's saying this out loud too. He's making his own music that he's dancing to. Do 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 bigly, bigly. Do 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 do.
I will not soon recover from this. I have never wanted the death of someone more than right now. Keisha, it was a good fucking game, but I fucking hate Brie. Fucking hate her. I fucking hate her.
No, you don't. You love me.
I do.
When one warforged loves another warforged very much.
I see you, our one true king. We stand Brendan Fraser on this channel. We don't care what time it was. We don't care what his body type is. We stand Brendan Fraser.
Do you hear that, Jeremy? Do you hear that, Jeremy? Go
Brendan,
fuck
like
yourself,
stand
Jeremy.
Both anthros are adorable.
I'm gonna say while you guys are talking, the camera pans out to the lobby, and everybody in the lobby can see that Sheriff is talking to somebody in that office. Not sure who. They're very chatty back and forth, though. For both the Reverend and Jesse, you immediately pick up on a couple things. Not everybody in this town is particularly...
Don't feed the babies lead paint, coward.
They don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
Somebody.
Pants. We should go to that family and then see if we can appeal to them. Is that the word I want?
I think it's begging.
We could threaten them with knives.
Oh, okay.
Or
So we have many options.
That's a good idea. Let's threaten them with knives. Just tell them that I murdered the entire family minus one. It'll be fine.
Nope.
I once ran into a Spanish beaver. Interestingly enough, there is no such thing as a Brazilian beaver.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
Yeah, pretty much.
What? You sounded like you were grapefruiting your man.
I'm just gonna go now.
What's that? You need me? Okay.
Does this mean we win? Does this mean we won D&D?
I never want to leave here.
Hello. We're back.
Hi! I've been here the whole time.
Must have scrolled up and got Rozero's name out of the box. Alright. So you have successfully contained a source of bleed. The mace that is currently inside of this container, it's not... Keela, you said it was similar to an ammo box. It is in the sense of its opening and how it's sealed, but the actual containment is a little bit taller and narrower, and it's also clear rather than like metal.
So, what you're saying is it's like one of those freaking decontamination boxes you see in the movies.
Yeah, I would say that's a pretty fair facsimile. Breeze, you can see the puddling is still occurring in here. Those places where Athelstan had scraped his fingers off, you can see it sort of like dripping down the inside to join the rest of it. The bleed itself on the bottom of the containment group, the fuck? Cranberry. The containment box is like puddling around the actual like blunt side of the mace.
Is cranberry your safe word or something?
No, it's the reference to Iron Man 3. When Jarvis starts getting messed up and he says the wrong cranberry instead of the wrong word. Yeah. Never mind. Deep lore.
No, I get the reference.
I got that joke.
I remember.
Okay.
I had to be reminded, but I remember now.
Yeah. So yeah, cranberry, if I ever say that, it's because I said the wrong word. So speaking of Marvel, this bleed goop is moving around very much like a symbiote. It's not just puddling or like gaseous in any way. It has this viscosity, but it's ethereal and it's moving in a sense of like how you would see like a venom symbiote moving around inside of a containment thing.
Right. So what you're saying is we're going to be fighting Clintars.
Stop giving her ideas.
No.
Anyways.
You're the only one that sees that, though.
Do Merlin and his little buddies geek out when we come downstairs with this thing?
No. They just sort of are watching you. They've perched themselves on like tables and chairs. One of them is like kind of tucked up in a corner and is just watching you. It's a little disconcerting because they're just staring and doing that hissing, chittering sound as well as the bird call of all is safe.
Like some kind of weirdo.
Mm-hmm. But they're not reacting in any way if that's what you're looking for.
Okay. We need to keep going. We need to keep looking.
Yep.
I'm sure this isn't all of it here.
Yep. Let's go.
Okay. Who has the bleed detector?
You guys still have it?
I think Bree still has it, yeah.
Where are you headed? There were a couple sources. There's that sort of lingering bleed effect on the creature that's upstairs. The Irish croaches. Stop shaking your head at that.
The nearest one to the end.
Shake my head at you all I want.
The one that blips the hardest closer to the as we go outside the inn. The one that has a higher blip count than the other ones.
Okay, so
that are not the ones inside the inn.
As I said before, it's less about the distance and more of the strength. So there are ones that are closer, but there are others that are further that have a stronger blip.
The closest further one, then. The closest further strongest one.
Okay.
Over on the left next to the middle.
Okay. You had left it next to the middle.
Yes.
Leaving the tap room, you come out into the main drag again. You have this space in front of you of the market, like the pop-up market that was there the last time you were in Revalis. Excuse me. Like before, the houses are all there and sort of in that state of abandoned, but not dilapidated. Let's see, where are you here? So from where you are, the biggest, closest blip that's not a residual type of blip appears to be coming from northeast of your direction. So as you're on the main drag, it's like, did I say north or south? It's south.
It's like towards the city limit sign, right?
It's southeast, not northeast. I said that
North.
incorrectly.
Okay.
So it's southeast from where you are. So a little bit behind you, but like further south.
Is that kind of in the direction of where the thieves' camp stuff was that Sly found that one time? Is it kind of in that direction? Just like for reference?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, it is in that direction.
Oh, me and the dumb picture I have in my brain.
I can see that map in my head.
I know, right? I'm just like...
We agree, so we do it.
All right. So there are other sources that you bypass on your way to the southeast from the tavern. You realize kind of where you're headed, particularly you, Athelstan. You do see thieves' camp markers for safe house. And you are able to basically bring yourself to this exterior of the Thieves Guild that Sly once visited.
Yep. All right.
What is this place, Athelstan?
Well, it was a safe house for the Thieves Guild, where Sly did her very secret business, of which I am not privy to. But me and Gordon did have a little jam session there. It was pretty great. Watching a Minotaur play a tiny little harp is perfect. With forks and knives.
Okay.
Well, forks and spoons, I think it was.
Are we going to need to be worrying about traps in there?
Not in the front room. Which is all I saw.
Maybe you lead the way this time, then.
Okay.
Well, you at least have seen the inside of this place.
It's full of junk.
Cool.
All
Great,
right.
that'll make our job super easy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If the source of the bleed is that piano, I'm going to laugh my ass off.
I don't know how we're going to get it out of here, so let's hope it's not.
Put it in my bag of holding. Oh, wait.
I just realized that I might not ever be able to play the piano again. At least with both hands.
Just
think about
focus on the task in front of us right now.
I'm allowed to mourn. Anyway, we'll go. We go in.
Okay. So the door to the Thieves Guild is hanging open.
Love that.
And there is enough of a wind, even in this sort of cavernous underground, to just swing it just barely. So it does a little squeaky squeak each time it moves. Pushing that open, you get that creak as you step inside.
Is the door like hanging off hinges, like it was broken open, or is it just left open type deal?
Left open.
Okay.
Will this container fit in my backpack so I don't have to carry it? Okay.
You have too much shit in there already. It has a handle. You're fine.
Is there a way to strap it to the backpack?
You look
I'm
like a
not worried
mafia
about
member.
carrying it. I'm worried about what happens when combat starts.
Put
But
it
anyways.
down to one side with your backpack, and then we'll pick it up after. Come on, you look like a mafia member. You're wearing literally like a black leather corset buckle thing, and carrying around a black briefcase, a black translucent briefcase. Anyway, we go in.
Moving inside
Light.
with the lantern, you are able to see that it is almost like everything else. The entire space has been abandoned. There's thick layers of dirt, but nothing appears to be out of place in the sense of it's familiar how it's laid out.
Oh, look, a fresh glass of glacier water. And old takeaway containers from the back.
The curtains themselves that lead into the back are drawn, so you can't see anything beyond the counter. There are bits and bobs and knickknacks and instruments and weapons that are sort of scattered about the space. It is definitely a little bit of organized chaos.
Have at Breeze.
Nice.
There is nothing in this specific room that appears to be connected to any sort of anchor, rift anchor, or bleed. It has that sort of lingering bleed aura, but nothing specifically. You feel it's deeper within the building.
Is it up or is it that way?
Yes.
Pointing to the curtain.
Both.
Oh, good.
How many stories is this building from the outside?
2 that you can see. And
I didn't go into,
like a turret building that goes up like 3.
I didn't go into the back room. I wasn't allowed, so we're going in blind.
Okay.
All right. I guess I will listen at the curtain before drawing it.
Sure. Make a sense roll.
A 3 and a 6.
Okay. You don't hear anything. Peeking inside.
With a lantern.
You see what looks almost like another tap room, a little bit more spacious. There are some dead plants that are in pots against the walls. There's a staircase leading up to the second floor. And to the right, there is a long mahogany bar. And very much like everywhere else that you've been so far, there is indications that there were people here and then they just were not here anymore.
Is the dirt their ashes?
What?
Is the dirt the people's ashes?
What dirt?
You said there was dirt on things. Like dust. Yeah.
It's just been kicking around for a while.
Skin
particles.
Yeah, not like
It
someone
is not a
snapped.
Thanos snap. No.
They got vaporized when Rivalis was brought through the threshold. Anyway, cool. He'll draw back the curtain all the way and lead the way in. Like looking down the floor, like moving his feet like carefully. He doesn't think that in the safe house there's going to be an immediate trap, especially if people were all of a sudden unprepared.
Okay. Make a survey roll.
He's been stuck with arrows before.
I'm watching like doors and corners.
I'm not even kidding. It's another 6.
Okay.
Bam.
I'm
always so scared.
You don't see anything underfoot.
Cool.
As you're moving into the room.
How about that bleed detector there, Breeze?
From where you are, just inside where the curtains are, you can see that there is one to your right and a little further down. There's one upstairs, and there appears to be one subterranean. Subterranean.
Not top or verse.
No.
Okay. To the right.
Okay. You come to a pair of double doors. They are closed. They're at the end of the bar, and they look to be probably locked.
I try it.
They are locked.
Razira?
Okay.
What are you trying to do, Razira?
Probably pick the lock again. It worked before.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a hide check.
I got a 3.
A 3? Does not open.
Okay, then she's gonna try and force the door, I guess.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a strike roll.
The tiger's shoulder. Oh.
5.
5? You kind of put your shoulder into it, and I'm going to say you're going to take a body. Because these are reinforced doors, but you are able to get them open.
Does the body armor help?
If you want to use it to soak, you can do that, but then that's all you would have.
We have 1 resist in the party pot, but I don't think that's for soaking.
It would be for soaking.
Oh.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm okay if you use it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, then I'll just use that then and save the body
Save
armor,
the armor
for
when we actually
combat.
get our asses kit.
Okay. So you put your shoulder in. You can feel it just briefly kind of pop out of place, but you shove it back in as you push through the door.
We hear the sickening sound of it.
Yeah. It's uncomfy. Opening the door, you can see that this is an office space. There is a large table in the middle of the room that has a lot of maps and books on it, as well as a couple of, like a sextant and...
Sorry.
That's just what it's called.
I know that's what it's called, but literally my APD just stopped when you said sex tent. And I was like...
There is a sextant in the middle of the room.
It's the Bacchanal. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You can see that there is a wall of weaponry almost, but a lot of pieces are missing from it. You can just see that there are a lot of empty hooks. There are a couple other pieces, like some daggers and a couple swords. One of the open spaces has almost like a burn mark that is in the shape of a sword, like a long sword. Nothing on the wall. Appears to be originating from the table.
I go over there.
Okay. You can make a sense roll to attune better to the bleed detector in order to identify what item it is.
2 and a 6.
2 and a 6.
I do like the higher probability of rolling higher on a smaller piece of dice.
Okay, so you got a 6. The item in question appears to be it's like this gilded set of lockpicks that are in a leather like pocket that are currently lying open on top of pretty much everything else. With your 6, I will give you the same information that Breeze got regarding the mace. You can see that there is this almost like an ink spot around the satchel, like the little sleeve, the leather sleeve. And it appears to be moving in the sense of the edges expand and then contract, almost like it's breathing. And every once in a while, these droplets of whatever this icky, non-physical, metaphysical goop is, moves along the actual lockpicks, almost like it's a caress, before dripping back into the puddle.
It's like it's alive.
Yeah, that's what I saw in the mace too. So I told you to wipe.
I can see that now. Who's got it?
You
Who's got
didn't
it?
see that?
Not first.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you see it on the mace now?
Yep.
No, you don't.
Nope.
Weird.
Yeah. You got a vial for this one?
So this would be something small, right?
It would be on the smaller side, yep.
Yeah.
You can
Something like
probably roll it up.
Deal.
Yeah, you would probably be able to roll it up and put it in like one of the test tube situations.
Yeah.
What would happen if you put that in with the other one?
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
I feel like that's a bad idea. I feel
Don't
like that's a
mix
bad
the
idea.
streams. Don't cross the streams.
Don't cross the streams.
Never put a bag of holding inside of a bag of holding.
Mm-hmm. Or a portable hole, or a...
We hear Sly laughing in distance. Anyway, Athelstan will take one of the rolled up maps and kind of chorizo. What's that? What's the Italian tube with the cream in it?
Cannoli.
He'll cannoli it like you're sweeping up some dust, and then he'll just like slide it into that little vial there.
Okay. Give me a control.
Why?
Because you're trying to make a cannoli out of paper and a lockpick.
It's paper? I thought it was in like a leather, like...
You said you're using a parchment to
no,
put it into
I'm
a
using
test tube vial.
I am I'm not taking the parchment and rolling it in the parchment. I am rolling it with the parchment, like that. Or is that how you understood it?
Scooting it with the parchment?
Yeah, I'm scooting it.
I get you're scooting it, but the vial that you have that would fit this is more like a test tube. So you would need to roll.
You're gonna have to touch it
in order to show.
Okay. So what I try to do this and realize I'm gonna fumble it, so I just do the new WADA thing with the hot map imprint. Just go, and then I slide it in there.
I don't understand the reference. What is a new WADA?
Hellboy 2? Oh
my God, Cedar's seen a movie that you haven't.
No, I've seen it. I just haven't seen it in like forever.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
This film made such an impression to me all those years ago that Prince Nuwata has been my phone background since then, and it's not because I find him delicious. It's because I identified with his message. Anyway, yeah. So I roll it up nice and tight.
Okay, but that
like a tube of bologna.
I don't understand the Nuwata reference for rolling something. Then
I'll send you a clip later. Don't worry about
Does
it.
it like you're using like the palm of your hand to do it, right? Like you kind
Yes.
of, or like the heel of your hand, where you
Yes.
kind of like skate it across it so that
Yes.
it bunches up. It's I
Yeah.
get what they're saying. Yeah.
Okay.
I would still require a finesse roll for that if it was me, because I know what
Yeah.
that movement looks like.
So control roll.
I can't touch it with my other hand. Ah! 5.
You don't have anything in control, so you need to roll 2 and take the lower.
5.
Okay. I'm just holding you accountable.
5.
5.
All right. So you
1.
are able to Nuwata roll.
Just I roll it in there. I slide it in there.
Okay. And because you can see it, you can see that it has this sort of lingering ooze on the heel of your palm, and you're able to scrape it off.
Is there any like handkerchief or something on the desk?
Mm-mm.
Ah. I'm gonna need like a vial that's like a piece of cloth or something. Gonna have to decontaminate. I can feel with this, by the way. I can feel. Well, like not like feel, but I know when I'm touching things.
That's probably a good thing in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't feel with my mage hand, not like in the same way. It wasn't on my body. It wasn't sending me messages. This is sending me messages. It's kind of weird. Anyway, upstairs or downstairs?
Well, the downstairs is very, very downstairs.
Upstairs it is.
Okay.
These aren't even our items. These is just random people of Rivalis. This is an NPC I didn't interact with.
Then why are we here?
Because there's a bleed.
You wanted to
check everything. We're containing the big sources of bleed.
Our shit, but
the words that were said to me is you are looking for the biggest source of bleed, the closest that it would be. The closest, biggest source of bleed.
I can only imagine that these are like the shanties in Ass Creed Black Flag. We're being completionists, just like you like being completionists when you play Ass Creed. Artemis! Ha! I win. Upstairs. We're going upstairs.
I'm a completionist with most of my games, so I mean that's really not any new information.
Hi ho, hi ho! It's up the stairs we go.
So you cross across the tap room. Go ahead, Breeze.
We can leave.
We don't know where
is arguing over anatomy.
We don't know where. We don't know where Sly went in here, so anything in here could be something of hers.
She came out with 2 takeaway containers and an entire satchel full of glacier water from the Sea of Tears, the Sea of Sorrows.
Interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
We're here, we might as well contain it.
Are you sure?
Isn't that what they say?
No, I'm not sure about any of this.
Relax.
I have no idea what it is that we're looking for. None of us know what it is that we're looking for.
That's
Neither
why
do they,
we have.
though.
Neither do they.
So it's
No
not
one
like
knows.
we know what we need to get. We were told to find all of the pieces, so we're finding all of the pieces.
I'm imagining that it wouldn't hurt. And the DM said we can keep pulling out containment vials, and the DM hasn't told me no yet. And I know.
Lightkeeper. And I said everybody would have one, but they have to use it as their gear.
Mm-hmm.
So Razira does not have
So
one.
we have one more containment vial. For
Actually,
this current trip.
Well, that depends on you guys on what you're carrying, because I'm full.
I'm not full.
I was full before I even picked this thing up, so.
then
Unless it counts as part of my survival gear.
We're gonna have to come back.
Which?
Yeah.
The
containment
briefcase
vial.
thing.
No, the briefcase would have been somebody else's.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's find a place that would mean something to one of us here.
No, we're out. We have no more.
I have
Because we've used
idea.
2.
Small, medium, and large, but I thought we could all possibly have one.
If you have bleed containment vials as part of your gear, you have
Does
a
anybody
small,
else have
medium,
any
large.
empty? Does anybody else have any empty gear?
I have one, but I've already
Painful.
used
What about
bleed
Atlas?
containment vial.
I have no idea what Maggie's got on her character sheet. So
I don't know either.
All right,
Other
let's go
than
home.
Lab equipment. You have a small, medium, and large if you have a bleed containment vial. So you have 3.
Okay.
Oh, so everybody has
Okay, so
3.
Who
If
has
they
a
took
bleed containment vial?
bleed
Yes.
containment vial as part of their
Okay.
gear.
So I have bleed containment vial taken as gear because I just pulled out.
okay, so that means we've got 2 left then because we used the bigger one.
No, we used 2. One
We
small,
have
one big.
one left.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Unless
have the
somebody
medium.
else is
Medium one
taking
left.
the bleed containment vial as
I'm
their
taking
gear.
bleed containment vial. I have my magical weapon, my light, and my containment vials.
Okay.
So you have 4. You have
Yep.
2 medium, 1 large, 1 small.
Okay. Well, this is at least
Okay.
something that Sly may have had something to do with. What's a place that seems like it would be significant to you, Eli? Aside from the
All right.
The bar. We were already there.
Exactly. And when I went down to the fight club, and there's nothing there.
I've never even been here.
Is it something maybe maybe it doesn't necessarily have to do with us? Maybe it's just because we happen to have been here at one point. And the people whose lives we touched. And
It's probably
Rosita's-
one of them. It's probably one of the stupid books in that place.
What books?
Weren't we in the before we teleported
Benedict's
here?
house.
Huh? Keeley?
In Van Richten's house, maybe. This is the only other thing that I could think of in this town that means anything to any of us.
Didn't that thing say there were 2 more sources here?
Yes.
Well, we're probably going to be making more than one trip here. Anyways, we might as well get the ones here.
I just realized that Millie Not Millie was half turned into Wolfhead Wiley.
I think it was one of the mongrel folk.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking too.
Mongrel folk.
That's why I said Millie Not Millie.
No, but I think it was Millie mixed with at least one mongrel folk. Not
And a fish.
Wolfhead Wiley. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, do we want to keep checking in here, or do we want to try somewhere else?
Well, they're gonna probably send us back here anyway.
There's 2 more sources in here, so we might as
I've
well.
got 3 vials.
Okay.
How many you
let's
got,
do it
Breeze?
then.
I have a medium left.
You got any, Razira?
I have a lockpick.
It's been very useful. Upstairs or leave?
Upstairs?
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
might as well.
Let's go.
Who's attuned to the
I
detector?
am still.
So I need you to make a sense roll again to hone in on where the source is on the 2nd floor.
5 and a 6. I'm gonna change up my dice.
Yeah,
Just in case. Well, I know. Well, I like that it's rolling well, but I also, just in case, they're not just in case. I don't know. I feel like I want to. I'm
It's
trying
fine.
To be
Nobody watches
as
us.
Random. I'm trying to be as random as possible, but these are also Ryan's dice, and I am unused to them treating. I'm unused to Ryan's dice treating me well. They're the gay rainbow fireball kit.
Mm-hmm.
I have ones like that. They're usually pretty nice to me.
Yeah. They've been pretty nice to me, but sometimes they've been mean. Anyway, I rolled a 6.
Okay.
They're light keeper.
You are able to identify that the bleed is located in a second floor library. It is not attached to any sort of like book or anything like that. It appears to be attached to a gas lamp, but it looks like one of those like brass base, brass neck, and like the green sort of top that you would see in like a universitary. What the fuck?
Words
Cranberry.
are hard.
Cranberry.
Stop sharing my brain cell, Rob.
Please stand by while
University
Offie...
library.
I'm gonna say, please stand by while Offie reboots.
Universitary. I guess I was trying to say university and library at the same time.
God, it
seems
fine.
like
It happens to all of us.
Seems like it's that thing. Does it need a medium or a large or a small?
It would need a large.
I have a large. Okay. Do you mind holding this open for me? Or popping this open while I pick that thing up?
Or do we have to... Does it have to be like broken off the wall, or is it just something that's...
Oh, I thought it was just like
It's on a
sorry.
table. It's on a table. So it's like a tabletop thing. You might have to bend/break it a little bit to get it to fit inside.
That's okay. Okay, look, I do that, and then I go, and then I wipe my fingers off. Just like, and Breeze is like,
We lost Peter.
It's like that gif of the train trying to go in the tunnel and it backs up and hits it again and then
I'm gonna need a control roll to make sure you don't like smash the glass everywhere.
5! I rolled a 6 and a 5!
Okay.
Why are you the one? You have negative control. Why are you the one doing this? I know you're the only one that can pick this shit up.
I'm the only one with a biomechanical hand. And I smash it and I wipe my little fingies off.
Okay.
Like a very clean, polite boy.
Okay. with a 5, sure.
He closes it. He closes it. He's like, he's like, not gonna lie, this is kind of fun. But also, there's no puncture wounds or anything. Can't be wounded. But that kind of hurt.
Yeah, you're aware of it, like up in your shoulder.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Didn't like it. Didn't like it. It was a it was like a metallic bruise.
Okay, so we're kind of running out of hands to hold things in.
You have a bag.
I can fit the vial in here, maybe.
There's there's going to be some small and some maybe a medium. Does the medium fit in there with something else?
Yeah, it would fit.
Atlas, would you hold these briefcases, please? Would you hold some of these, please?
Are you sure you want me to? I'm not very good at things and stuff.
You're very good at things and stuff, and I fully trust that you are capable because you are capable and independent man. Centaur man, who's currently a man.
Okay. At least I have hands.
You had hands before.
That's what I mean.
Oh.
I'm not trying to carry it with my feet. Oh god, I have feet.
It doesn't work very well. I wouldn't recommend that.
I used to be able to tie shoes with my feet.
Do we have any sense of like how long we've been down here?
Make a focus roll.
I think the better question is, do we have any sense, period.
Anyway,
That's a 5.
Focus with your accent. Probably wouldn't say that word. Focus.
2 or 3 hours, maybe. A little less.
That's not bad. Where to next? Down to the down there? The really downstairs? Or should we just avoid that? Because I can only imagine what the downstairs is downstairs inside of a fucking thieves guild leads to in Ravalis. A port town. Well, not a port town per se, but like an on the way town.
I don't know.
I don't even know how to get down there. We'll go down to the first floor.
Okay. You arrive on the first floor.
Cool. Is there a door to the down?
There are a couple doors. You're not sure which one, if any, would lead down.
We'll try them all.
Okay. Most of them are locked. A couple that you open, you see like a storage closet, broom closet. There's a room that leads into what looks to be some sort of, not a torture chamber exactly, but more like an interrogation room with
Close
chains.
the door.
You find another one that's locked, and
any trapdoors?
Not that you see.
Okay. That was me stomping.
Oh, okay. No, you don't see a trapdoor or anything.
Cool. Anybody? Razira?
Is it locked?
This one, that one, and this one. I'll try this one. 4s! A pair of 4s.
No dice.
I failed.
Alright, she's gonna try and pick the lock, I guess.
Okay, give me a hard roll.
3. That didn't work.
Nope.
Yep, here we go again. Put her shoulder into it.
Oh.
Alright, give me a strike roll.
I don't want to use my head.
5.
Okay. So again, these are reinforced doors, clearly meant to not be broken into and not picked by any means. So you are going to take a body.
That time I will use my soak up.
Okay. So you don't have any more soak for the body armor. You've used it for this mission. You shove into the door and you almost go tumbling down the stairs as they lead downward.
I can imagine like the windmilling arms.
Great, now I'm just reminded of that windmill.
The stairs ahead, they are like 1.5 person wide, and they descend into darkness.
How comforting. Last chance. We can go somewhere else.
Want me to turn on the big lamp, or you just want to use the regular one?
The sunlight lantern that you have? Sure. The veritable moonbeam in a clicky box?
I fire that thing up.
Okay.
Stop it, Rob!
I'm so glad you remember the weird noises I make.
We're in sync. We're all in sync.
So it starts up very much in the same fashion as it has previously. You still get that uneasy feeling like it's whirring up in order to explode.
Apparently
Literally
I got a spoken chat.
Yay! Literally every time that thing is turned on, Athelstan's hackles have raised up because he just hears things going on in Tommen's room.
I feel like Keelai's like, she turns it on and just kind of like leans away from it a little
Literally
bit.
both of us like the same direction.
Razira, you can take the body armor back in that case.
Alright. Thank you, Liz.
Pointing the bullseye down, you can see that the bottom of the stairs is about 30-ish feet down, and it's like nearly straight down. The stairs are treacherous, very steep, and they seem to end in a stone room.
I would just like to double check that the bleed detector is leading us, or at least in general, kind of down that way.
Taking a look at the bleed detector, it's not leading you directly down the stairs, but there is a ping below you.
And it's not like moving around or anything.
Nope.
I try in vain once more, and I pointed at the floorboards to and, like, test where I might get a ping here or there, and like see if there's a floorboard I can just pry up, because maybe we'll get lucky and it's just under the floor. But no.
No.
Nope. All right, down we go.
Subterranean.
No bully.
Told you way down.
Yep. You can't blame me for trying.
So, Keela, you're going down first?
Slowly.
I would like to make sure there's like a wedge to keep the door from closing behind us.
Okay. How do you do that?
Any shims or anything like that in the room? Or I imagine, well, I mean, it's broken.
Large, heavy objects or...
Yeah.
There are some potted plants that are dead, but they probably have a good bit of weight to them because of the soil.
I think he like reaches out for it to try and like, and nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
It's like, oh, these fucking... Help Breeze shoulder the dead corn plant over the Dracana. Not like an actual corn.
Like a fern.
Yeah. Is there like... It's gotta be silverware or something on the bar.
Yeah.
Cool.
And on the tables.
Or like something like a
fork in the door jamb. Or in the door.
Like in the... Yeah, you know. Yeah, I do that. Survival instincts. Woo.
Okay.
Trauma.
So you put this potted plant in front of the door to make sure it doesn't close, and you wedge some silverware into the door jamb to ensure that it doesn't latch if for whatever reason the plant fails you. Correct?
We don't trust anybody or anything.
The plant comes alive and bitch slaps you.
It's a daisy.
Okay, so you feel the door is secured. Eli leads the way down into the basement.
Yep.
Using your lamp, you are able to sort of suss out where best to step. And everybody kind of follows your lead. You end up on the stone floor. It's not damp exactly, but it definitely has almost like a spongy quality underneath the stone to it. It's very strange. There is a wall directly in front of you, but you are able to either go left or right to go around the staircase and into the rest of the room.
When in a dungeon, always go right.
I thought it was left. Pretty sure
Depends
it was
on
left.
who you ask.
Pretty sure it was left.
Deal with the bleed detector.
Whatever. We go left then. I don't care.
Okay, well, yeah, Breeze is right. Why are we arguing? Bleed detector.
It's behind you.
All right.
Whoop.
Left or right?
Left.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? No. Keeli's got the light. Let's go right.
Heading right. You are able to move past the stairs, and you can see that this is one large room. There's no division between the left or right side. I was just doing that to fuck with you. Inside this room is a lot of storage. You can see that there's, casks for the bar, kegs that have piping routing from them upstairs, so it's some sort of subterranean keg holder. Keep it cool. You'll see a lot of just odds and ends of what you would call treasure. Different varying sizes, not so much coins or gemstones or anything like that, but definitely smaller art pieces, larger art pieces, very delicately carved instruments and wood pieces, canes, basically anything that you would find sort of in a treasure hoard. A lot of it here as well has that sort of layer of dust on top of it. Hasn't been maintained or anything. You also see a very large vault against the wall opposite the one that you see when you come down the stairs. The bleed detector
Follow the bleed.
appears to lead behind the vault.
Of course it does. It's closed, right?
Yeah, of course it is. This is a fucking thieves guild. They're not going to leave shit open.
They obviously have left some shit open anyway.
They left the building open.
They left the front door open. That's like the first thing that you close.
You assume that somebody was either coming in or going out when they disappeared.
Yep. Get you every time. Go through a threshold, you get erased from existence.
Thanos.
They didn't get Thanos.
Left his dusty skin cells all over the place. Cool. We go up to the door and examine it.
Okay.
Razira, I don't think you're going to be able to shoulder thrust out through this one.
Is it like a lock, or is it more of like a combination? Like, what kind of lock is on this?
It is a fucked up combination of key and dial and something you think is gnomish or possibly even goblin in nature.
I have no idea.
You see, we just move on.
Okay.
I don't have time to mess with this.
It's not going anywhere. And I don't want to end up like that mouse on the Aristocats.
I mean, could we go through? Could we go through the wall?
Zero.
It's a safe. It's going to be like a big box of this whole metal.
Very thick metal that you
thing.
cannot leave a Razira-shaped hole in, especially since you're a human. And aren't you cold down here?
Very.
Lead the way.
Where?
Upstairs. This thing is obviously not going anywhere. And I don't think we are properly equipped to worry about this thing right now.
I wonder if the bugs could spit on this and melt it.
Spit?
Or whatever they...
You want Merlin's friend to come down here and bleed on it?
Might not be a terrible
I
idea.
mean, it's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
But
Who
I
wants
mean,
to... Yeah, huh?
we want to, but that would, require killing a creature. Or at least grievously injuring it.
I mean, it's already grievously injured.
Maybe we can come back when Quest doesn't run away from us.
Yeah, I'd rather have more things at my disposal here. I'm feeling a little... Let's go. We go. We agree, so we do it.
Okay.
Go back upstairs.
You head back upstairs.
Cool. Let's leave.
All right, you leave. Where are you headed?
Any ideas?
We want to just go back tomorrow. We can always come back. I know we've got a few more files, but
Yeah, or we might finally find things that can fit in something big.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to check the inside of Van Richten's house?
I mean,
because
at
that's
the
how
very
we got
least-
down here, right? Was by Van Richten's house.
It was by
So
there.
we could at least check that on the way out.
And see if the inside is still got structural integrity to make that a bit of a more easy entrance, so we don't have to shimmy our way up and down a rope.
Well, it was the part that's sticking above the ground that we had to really worry about.
Yeah, we can check it out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Onward
Okay.
to Van Richten's.
So you head back to Van Richten's. It's still that sort of creepy atmosphere, you know, the thick, cold humidity of it, the musty, like dirt, rot, mushroom smell, and every so often you have these like beams of light that come down through the sinkholes.
I turn the lamp off when we leave the building, by the way.
Okay. It has gone down another bar, just so you know. The creatures that you've come to know reside here, they're still staying out of your lantern light directly, but you can tell that they're near and almost not escorting you, essentially, but keeping tabs.
Following. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like those cockatiels. What are you doing? What you doing?
Yeah. Arriving back at Van Richten's, it is much the same as previously described. The wrought iron fence is around it. You can see the graveyard in the back corner from the road. The building itself is cut off at halfway up the second floor. The other half is above ground. And yeah.
Try the door.
Very carefully, like, ease open the front door.
Okay. Van Richten was never one really to lock doors. So it's easy enough to make your way into the foyer. You can see it looks very much like the last time you were here, except it has that dust layer on everything.
Quick before Athelstan goes in, he'd like to point the bleed detector at the rookery.
The rookery is behind the house.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So you can, but it
like
has,
on the way there, I mean. Did we go past it on the way back?
No, it's
okay,
like
then
right
never
behind
mind.
the house.
Never mind.
It does come up on the bleed detector, but there's other stuff around it, in front of it.
Okay.
So in the foyer, you have the parlor off to the right. You have a library off to the left. Kitchen and dining room is in the back. There's a staircase heading upstairs. The bleed detector leads you upstairs.
Tally ho.
Upstairs.
Okay. So anybody over 6 feet is going to have to hunch because the ceiling / topside is right there. You are able to move around. Everything appears to be pretty structurally sound, almost like the ground above has given it an extra layer of support, basically holding the walls in place. The bleed detector leads you to Van Richten's study.
I think before Keelai goes upstairs, like, she just pauses by the kitchen and just kind of looks in and, like, remembers the last time that everybody was here.
Okay.
When we were all together.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the
particular?
dishes.
I guess just looking to see the state that it's in, if it still looks like when we left, or if things have changed since then, like, because we had done, like, we'd eaten in the kitchen and done some dishes there and things like that, to see if that sort of memory is still there.
Give me a focus roll.
Ooh, that's a 6.
Okay. It doesn't look like how it was left before. There appears to have been life in this space after you and your party left. There's a couple books that are on the counter. Some of the dishes have been put into the sink to wash, but they definitely didn't get there at some point. They still have like something crusty on the inside that you can see.
What are the books? Just out of curiosity.
Do you go into the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay. And you move to the books? Okay. They have no writing on the spines or the cover.
Do they look like maybe they did once and that's just gone? Or do they look like they're those kinds of books that like just don't have that information on them?
Make a focus roll.
Like,
it might be
like, you know how like there's a difference between like a book that very clearly never had anything on the front of it and then a book that had like letters on it that have just worn away?
Yeah. Make a spot roll. Just so survey.
Oh, I was like, oh, what now? It's a 5 on my gilded die.
One of them might have had some sort of lettering on it, but it's long since gone. The other one doesn't appear to have had any writing on it.
I just kind of like lift the corner of it up just enough to kind of see the first page.
You start to lift it up and it crumbles.
Okay. I join the others then.
Okay. So heading upstairs, you move into Van Richten's study. Okay. The study, like the rest of the second floor, is cut off halfway. It basically stops just above the rolling chalkboard that he has in the room. And you can see things like his desk is in that constant state of disarray, but it looks a little bit emptier than you remember. You do recall that he had told you he was vacating Darkon due to its loss. So likely he assembled what he could and left. A lot of the bookshelves, what you can see of them are not picked clean, but definitely picked through. There are quite a few that are missing. There's lots of open spaces where not so much the like average tome would be. Like, you're not gonna find, you will find like the medical stuff, general knowledge stuff. When it comes to actual books that he kept on specific domains or from specific domains, those are gone. The bleed detector is pointing at the chalkboard.
Are we gonna carry
something
this thing?
On the chalkboard, maybe? Or like hanging on it, or the actual chalkboard? Like, I'm gonna look at it.
You can use a sense roll to see if you can tune the bleed detector in a little more.
4.
4? You don't think it's the chalkboard itself?
Okay. What's on the chalkboard, or hanging on the chalkboard, or on the tray?
Like
It's
chalk or
your erasers
or
pointers.
Whoever's looking at the chalkboard can give me a survey roll. Hi, Kobold. Thanks for the raid.
I got a 2.
I got a 1.
Yay!
Doing great, guys.
We're
We just knock a bunch of shit over.
We're supposed to look at it? Okay.
Sir, we are surveying it, my friend.
I got a 6 on the gilded.
Wow.
Okay.
I got you.
So you got a 6 on your gilded. If you used any intuition, you can take that drive back.
It's another one of those moments where Razira just like reaches over while we're bumbling and fumbling and just like.
Yep.
He always seems to be able to do that.
Very much so. So as you're like all kind of looking at the chalkboard itself, there are a couple of notes written in Van Richten's hand that have faded a little bit, but they still are legible in the sense of like you can tell it said this at one point. It's not like somebody came in and like scrubbed it off or whatever. On the other side, there are a couple of drawings, schematics for a really strange looking crossbow and something that looks almost like a firearm of some sort. Razira, you, without even looking at the bleed detector, you are a cat by nature. And you are attracted to the shiny. So you see in
the crinkle,
the tray, amongst chalk and like an eraser or like a piece of cloth used as an eraser, that there is a ring just sitting there.
Is it this thing? She says, pointing to the ring.
Just like.
As you curl a finger into it, obviously you get like the chalk dust on your fingers.
Don't touch it.
Oh, you didn't touch it?
No, she was pointing at it.
All right. So you point at it. It is in like a pile of chalk.
Does it look familiar?
You can make a focus roll.
She would have no idea if it was familiar or not because she's never been here.
Can I just take a small bleed vial containment vial and just?
It's a 3.
You're not sure. It's covered in chalk dust.
Wait.
You do that?
Sure. Not like
You're
too
gonna
hard.
Spread that crap all over the place.
Oh, you're right.
Don't do it.
He goes to lean in and just like, don't fucking do that.
And she's like,
it's like, I guess
he licks your hand.
Yeah.
Gross.
He licks your hand.
Very juvenile.
Okay. He takes he just like takes out a small vial. He sticks his tongue out of Keli, and then he just goes.
Okay. So you start like nudging it into the vial. It brings some of the chalk with it, and you can see as you're moving the ring, it's almost like a volcanic effect. The pile of dust begins to bleed. The goop begins to flow out where the ring was moved from. And as it does, all of you can see it this time. Another ring bubbles to the surface on top of this goop and is just sort of floating there.
What the fuck? Is literally what he says. What the fuck? He'll try and.
Does this ring look familiar?
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
Athelstan, it's...
What? Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
It's what?
It was mine. A long time ago.
Praise, do you have another small one? Is the one in here already Is the one in here bleeding too?
Yeah.
I don't. They probably can't get put together.
They already were together.
I'm not a small, but we could. I mean, you could always just.
But
oversized. Like you could just put a small thing inside of a medium or a large, whatever you've got left.
I'm worried that there's a feather underneath there too.
I nudged it to the side with the bleed containment vial, but without getting it inside. Nah, actually, just with his left hand.
Okay. You
Very
like nudge it
gently, just like-
across.
Yep.
And as you're moving it, the tip of a feather begins to curl up from underneath the dust.
Yeah.
Yep. I hate that. Why?
Well, I guess we found the stuff we were looking for.
Why? Why is it here? Why did he do that?
I don't think he did.
I don't know anything.
Why would it be here?
Nobody knew it was there but you and me.
And anybody who attached themselves in our...
The rabbit?
No.
Just contain it for now and get it out of here.
Eli, she was there.
Ooh.
Mina was there that night with me.
Okay.
That's the night that
Would she have done this?
I don't know. We'll see why. I didn't come in here. We didn't come in here.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, fine. I just like nudge the other pieces into the remaining vials and we go.
Okay.
We can ask.
Scrape off your grossness.
We can ask Moira about it, but
cool.
None of this makes sense.
Let's get the hell out of here.
It shouldn't be here.
I have no idea what's here and that's not. I've never been here.
Well, now you have.
Buddy.
Let's go home. Well, let's go back to the lighthouse.
Go back to the...
Why is it called a lighthouse?
Does it look like we can get out through the upper floor here to ground level?
Yeah, there is.
Or are we gonna have to go back outside?
Either way, you have the sinkhole that you came down through, but there is one inside Van Richten's house that would
we tried the stairs. We definitely tried the stairs.
It's not like a staircase situation. Like the stairs to the second floor are well under the topsoil. There's no stairway to topside.
Okay, well, we open up the window.
We could safely get out?
Probably. You do know that there is the central support beam that does extend beyond, but the problem is it's up there and you're down here.
Yeah, and we're down here. Yeah. Let's just go up the rope because we know that was at least sort of stable.
Okay, cool. We go back to the rope and we like shimmy one at a time, like past the do the tie on the thing like a treehouse. You're like passing all the cases and containment vials up and shit and blah blah blah.
Okay, who's going up first?
Who's the strongest?
I'll go up first.
That's accurate.
I'm gonna need a move roll for you to climb the rope.
Yep. 2 of those guys. It's 4 and a 5.
Yeah, I have 2 as well.
Okay. You are able to make it to topside, but it is a struggle. So you're gonna take a body.
Yeah.
I'll go up because I'm a little bit on the stronger side. I can help other people get up.
All right, move roll 2.
Uh, 5.
Okay, same situation. It's you're going directly up, basically carrying your own body weight and your gear, so you're gonna take a body.
Okay. I guess Brazil will go next. And if she can manage to hook the one of the containment things on her bag, she'll do that.
The only ones that wouldn't fit are the mace. And
can we pass that up, like tie that on it before you, and so Keela could just like drag that up first?
Yeah, that way I've got it with me.
Yeah, you're able to do that. The other ones are small enough to have been like in a bag or in a pocket.
Okay.
Okay.
So just a move roll?
Just a move roll.
Breeze, will you keep an eye out around us.
I got a
Action.
6.
Okay. Yeah, you climb the rope like nobody's business. You're able to get up without issue.
They were a cat once upon a time. It makes sense.
Razira doesn't even use her legs. She just like
It's just full arms, full upper body strength. Yeah.
Fucking Rambo's it up there. Athelstan tells Atlas to go first.
Okay. Anybody want to roll for Atlas?
The hilarious part is she
Atlas
is now
has
0. She's probably still the physically strongest one in the group.
What'd you roll, Cedar? 2? Did you roll
I catch
2?
him. Yeah, they were double twos.
Double twos? Okay. You try to catch them?
tracks.
I don't think he gets very far up, to be honest with you.
With a 2? No, not very far.
I catch him with my no. If he doesn't get very far, yeah, I'll try and keep him from smacking his head off something at least.
Okay. Give me a control, I guess.
Jesus Christ. That's where I roll a fucking 6. Jesus.
Okay,
And?
so you keep Atlas from hurting themselves.
Yep. Keli, gonna need you all up there to brace yourselves, and I'm gonna harness the centaur man up here.
I'm sorry, I never was good
It's
at
okay.
climbing.
You had a horse for a body. It's okay.
Tie Atlas, up
Yeah, I've already done the
relatively
crotch
safe,
harness.
and then
I've already done the
Razir
crotch
and I
harness.
can do the thing around the tree where we counterweight and all the fancy shit and get them up there.
All right, go ahead and give me the 2 of you can give me move rolls, and I'll give you 1 extra each.
I don't even need the extra. I already rolled another 6.
Okay.
I rolled a 5.
All right. Yeah, you're able to get Atlas
Imagining,
topside.
I'm just imagining as Keli is trying to do this fancy thing, Razira just grabs the rope and
It's like that scene in Mulan when Chinpo just walks up and grabs everybody and backs up.
Sure. Yeah, that's what happens. You're able to get Atlas topside. Leaving just Athelstan down below.
Drop the rope back down for Athelstan.
Athelstan.
Yes.
Give me a sense roll.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. 5?
You are the last one in what remains of Revalis. The Irish crouches are nearby, but they're staying out of the lantern light. And the sounds continue, they've integrated that sort of all is well call into what's currently happening. So basically, if you're there, all is well. That's what they've associated it to. And then one of them screams. It's a mixture of bird call and dog screech. And then another one. And then a third. And you start climbing. Give me a move roll. You can add 1 die.
I'm imagining that the screaming is just this was a ding ding, call the elevator, fucking help me.
Yeah, we're helping you get up.
Yep.
So I don't have any dice in move. And on 1 die, I rolled a 6, and the other one, I rolled a 2.
Okay. Keli and Razira, you guys can give me move rolls as well, just to see how fast you can get Athelstan to the surface.
I got a 5.
I got a 5 as well on my gilded die.
Okay. Are you taking the lantern with you, Athelstan?
Lantern's on my belt, yeah.
Okay. So as you are being pulled to the surface, you look down and you can see as the lantern light begins to slide closer, making it smaller into this little shaft of light. You can see one of the wasp-like heads of one of these creatures just roll in and out of the light. You're going to take a brain as something chases it. Not another one of these creatures. It's a monstrous, at least 12 foot tall, hunched over creature that looms just outside of this little bit of lantern light. You see its big paw stretch out across the lantern and drag the head back through, leaving big welts in the dirt. And just as it gets to the edge of the light again, it squishes. And ichor and brain matter just across the ground.
Gross.
But you make it to the surface.
Heaving like the bellows. Like very clearly having a panic attack or something very close to
Did
it.
anybody else see that while they were
We
pulling in?
hear- You did not see it. Anybody topside can give me a sense roll. And you have a drive in the party bank, or Athelstan can use it for something.
Well, I am senseless, so let's see what I get.
I got a
3.
2.
4.
What'd you get,
I
Reserve?
rolled a 3 and a 4, so a 3.
Keeley, no, Breeze, sorry, you had a 4?
4, yeah.
You heard something. Maybe not screaming or yipping or screeching, but you heard something that was not familiar to the space as you know it. So you're used to the sound of the river and the lake under there, and the sort of hollow wind sound, and then the chittering and the hissing from the creatures. But there was something else in there that you can't identify. But Athelstan looks unwell.
What happened?
There's something really wrong down there.
Maybe it's this wolf-headed Wiley you keep talking about.
Wolf-head Wily with gigantic claws, 12 feet tall, strong enough to squish one of those corvid roaches, just like it was nothing.
I wonder if that's what happens if a werebear gets hit by the bleed.
I mean, we had lots of stuff get mushed together that didn't make sense before, so...
It only came out when the light was gone.
And...
That was true of many things down there. Those Merlin and his friends didn't like the light. Would make sense that others would be the same. Let's go back to the lighthouse. We should talk to Moria about this. And find where the fuck Quest went.
Someone help me up. I can't feel my legs.
Yoink them to their feet.
I wonder if Razir is strong enough to just pick up and carry Athelstan.
Make a control roll?
That just sounds like something she'd do.
She probably would try it and then realize that she's a human.
It's less about the weight and more about the gangliness.
I don't think I'm gonna
all of his
succeed.
limbs just dragging behind her.
I don't think I'm gonna succeed. I rolled a 2.
Yeah, no, you gotta like you help Athelstan to his feet, and that's about as far as you get.
What are you doing?
It's like she can't do that thing what she did with Keli anymore. Just pick her up and run.
Yeah. You've ever seen like a toddler trying to lift their dad? That's kind of what's happening. She's got like a full bear hug around your middle and is just
literally he's just like thanks, Rosera, and he like hugs her back. Okay, you can stop.
Make our way back to the lighthouse.
Okay. That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Rude.
With the knowledge that you have contained several sources of bleed, but perhaps brought undue attention to Van Richten's ravens, or what's left of them. Don't forget to check out our friends on Thursday over on Stronghold D&D, where a bunch of these motherfuckers are going to be over there, and it's a new game, and you should go watch it because it's going to be fun.
You know, you
I'm
said,
playing a paladin.
You said that last line, Affy, like it was our fault.
I would never say something that wasn't true.
Go to jail.
Do not pass go.
Jail
Do not
free
collect
card.
$200.
Don't forget about Spooktober sign up.
Yes, we have Spooktober sign up. The session list is on our Discord, so go check it out if you want to play. And otherwise, we will see you when we see you. Stick around for the raid. Those points that you get can help or hinder the party for our Monday and Friday games, as well as any D&D based games that follow for Spooktober. Yeah. I don't know who we're going to raid. Anybody got a suggestion?
Let me see who's on.
Dungeon Scrollers is on. It looks like they're doing a Star Wars thing.
That's fun.
Refresh.
Think.
Rest in peace, James Earl Jones.
Yeah, that sucked.
Happened earlier today.
It was so sad when I heard that.
Darling Creepshow's painting minis.
And Blue Cottage looks like they're still playing.
-2 charisma is also playing.
Let's head to Blue Cottage. They're pretty cool folk. Give them a follow if you haven't already, and we will see you when we see you.